You. Ladies and gentlemen, before the world changes again, before another year slips away, before opportunities pass quietly, there is one thing you must do. Train your mind before 2026. The future does not belong to the strongest body, the richest background, or the luckiest people. The future belongs to those with a disciplines, focus, and resilient mind. Every year, people promise themselves change. They wait for January. They wait for motivation. They wait for perfect conditions. But the truth is harsh. The mind you carry today will decide the life you live tomorrow. If your mind is undisciplined, distracted, fearful, and negative, no calendar change will save you. If your mind is trained, clear, and strong, even chaos becomes an advantage. Training your mind means learning to control your thoughts instead of letting them control you. It means mastering your reactions, managing your emotions, and choosing discipline over comfort. Life will test you with pressure, failure, rejection, and uncertainty. A trained mind stays calm. An untrained mind collapses. That is the difference between people who rise and people who remain stuck. Most people train everything except their mind. They train their bodies, upgrade their phones, chase money, and collect information, yet ignore the one thing that determines how they use all of you. Without mental strength, knowledge becomes useless, talent becomes wasted, and opportunity becomes overwhelming. Your mind is the command center of your life. If it is weak, everything else suffers. Training your mind requires daily practice. It is built through consistency, not motivation. It grows when you do difficult things even when you don't feel like it. It strengthens when you stop reacting emotionally and start responding intentionally. Every time you choose focus over distraction, discipline over excuses, and growth over comfort, you train your mind. Before 2026 arrives, distractions will increase. Pressure will rise. Competition will become sharper. Those who have not trained their minds will feel anxious, confused, and exhausted. Those who have prepared mentally will move with clarity, confidence, and control. The gap between these two groups will be massive. A trained mind does not mean a perfect life. It means you can handle an imperfect one. It means you can stay focused in chaos, patient in delay, and strong in uncertainty. It means setbacks do not define you, negativity does not control you, and fear does not decide your actions. Time is moving whether you prepare or not. The question is not whether 2026 will come. The question is who you will be when it arrives. Will you still be trapped by excuses, overthinking, and inconsistency? Or will you be disciplined, mentally sharp, and emotionally stable? Do not wait for the new year to change. Do not wait for motivation to appear. Start now. Train your mind daily. Strengthen your focus. Build emotional control. Develop discipline. Because the people who win in the future are not the ones who wish. They are the ones who prepared. Train your mind before 2026 so that when the future arrives, you are ready to lead it, not chase it. The future belongs to those with a trained and disciplined mind. In a world that is changing faster than ever, mental strength has become more valuable than physical strength, talent, or even intelligence. Technology is advancing, competition is increasing, and distractions are everywhere. Those who fail to control their thoughts, emotions, and actions will struggle to keep up, while those who train their minds will rise above uncertainty and chaos. The ability to stay focused, calm, and disciplined will determine who leads and who follows in the years ahead. A trained mind is not one that never feels fear, doubt, or stress. It is a mind that knows how to manage these emotions instead of being controlled by them. Life will always present challenges, setbacks, and unexpected pressure. The difference is how you respond. People with untrained minds react emotionally, make impulsive decisions, and quit when things get uncomfortable. People with disciplined minds pause, think clearly, and take intentional action. This mental control gives them a powerful advantage in any situation. Discipline is the bridge between potential and performance. Many people have dreams, ideas, and talent, but very few have the discipline to stay consistent. A disciplined mind does not depend on motivation because motivation fades. It depends on habits, routines, and commitment. When you train your mind to act regardless of how you feel, you become reliable, focused, and unstoppable. This reliability is what builds long-term success, not sudden bursts of effort. The future will reward those who can delay gratification. In a world that promotes instant pleasure and quick results, patience has become rare. A trained mind understands that meaningful progress takes time. It is willing to sacrifice comfort today for growth tomorrow. While others waste time chasing distractions, disciplined individuals invest their time in learning, improving, and building skills. Over time, this compound effort creates massive results that others can only admire from a distance. Mental discipline also builds resilience. Failure is inevitable, but quitting is optional. People with trained minds do not see failure as a final outcome. They see it as feedback. Every setback becomes a lesson, every mistake becomes a teacher, and every obstacle becomes an opportunity to grow stronger. This mindset allows them to keep moving forward while others stay stuck in frustration and self-doubt. A disciplined mind brings clarity in a noisy world. When everyone else is overwhelmed by information, opinions, and pressure, mentally trained individuals know how to filter what matters and ignore what doesn't. They focus on priorities instead of reacting to everything. This clarity improves decision-making, productivity, and confidence. It allows them to lead, influence, and create impact rather than being pulled in every direction. Training the mind is a daily process. It is built through small, consistent actions, waking up on time, controlling negative self-talk, staying focused on tasks, and choosing discipline over excuses. These actions may seem small, but repeated daily, they reshape identity. Over time, discipline becomes automatic and focus becomes natural. What once required effort becomes a habit, and habits shape destiny. The future will not be kind to those who lack self-control. Distractions will increase, pressure will grow, and challenges will become more complex. Only those who have trained their minds will thrive under these conditions. They will adapt faster, learn quicker, and stay composed when others panic. Their discipline will separate them from the average and elevate them into leadership. In the end, success in the future will not depend on luck or circumstances. It will depend on who prepared mentally. A trained and disciplined mind creates confidence, consistency, and courage. It allows you to move forward with purpose regardless of external conditions. The future belongs to those who train their minds today, because when the pressure rises, only the disciplined remain standing. Mental strength matters more than talent or motivation. Talent may give you a head start, and motivation may give you a temporary push, but neither can sustain long-term success without mental strength. History is filled with talented individuals who never reached their potential and highly motivated people who quit when things became difficult. The ones who truly succeed are those who develop the ability to endure pressure, stay focused under stress, and keep moving forward when enthusiasm fades. Mental strength is what carries you when everything else runs out. Talent is overrated when it is not supported by discipline and resilience. Many people rely on their natural abilities, believing talent alone will carry them through challenges. But talent does not teach you how to handle failure, rejection, or self-doubt. When setbacks appear, talent without mental strength collapses. Mental strength, on the other hand, allows average skills to outperform extraordinary talent. A mentally strong person practices more, learns faster, and improves consistently, eventually surpassing those who depend only on natural ability. Motivation is unreliable because it is emotional. Some days you feel inspired, confident, and energetic. Other days you feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. If your progress depends on motivation, your results will always be inconsistent. Mental strength does not rely on feelings. It relies on commitment. It allows you to show up even when you do not feel like it. It pushes you to act even when motivation is absent. That is why mentally strong individuals remain consistent while others stop and start repeatedly. And mental strength is built through discomfort. It grows when you do hard things repeatedly, when you face challenges instead of avoiding them, and when you push beyond what feels easy. Each time you overcome resistance, you expand your capacity. Each time you refuse to quit, you strengthen your confidence. Over time, this repeated exposure to difficulty trains your mind to stay steady under pressure. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable, and what once felt impossible becomes achievable. Pressure reveals the difference between motivation and mental strength. Motivation disappears under stress, but mental strength thrives. When deadlines tighten, criticism increases, or uncertainty rises, mentally strong individuals remain calm and focused. They do not panic, complain, or give up. They adapt. They find solutions. They stay in control of their thoughts and actions. This ability to function under pressure is what separates leaders from followers and winners from spectators. Mental strength also protects you from negative self-talk. The mind naturally produces doubt, fear, and insecurity, especially during difficult times. Without mental strength, these thoughts become beliefs. With mental strength, they become noise. Mentally strong individuals acknowledge negative thoughts without obeying them. They challenge limiting beliefs and replace them with constructive thinking. This inner control keeps them moving forward even when the external environment is unstable. Another reason mental strength matters more than talent or motivation is longevity. Success is not built in short bursts. It is built over years of consistent effort. Talent may fade and motivation may fluctuate, but mental strength compounds. It builds endurance, patience, and persistence. It allows you to stay committed to long-term goals while others lose interest or chase shortcuts. Over time, this consistency creates mastery. Mental strength is not something you are born with. It is something you train. It is developed through discipline, self-control, and intentional habits. Simple daily actions such as maintaining focus, controlling reactions, and honoring commitments slowly reshape the mind. These small acts of discipline build an unbreakable foundation that supports success in any area of life. In the end, talent may open doors, and motivation may help you start, but mental strength is what keeps you inside the room. It is what allows you to grow, adapt, and rise no matter the circumstances. Those who understand this truth invest in strengthening their minds daily, because when challenges appear, and they always do, mental strength is what decides who continues forward and who gives up. A trained mind stays calm, focused, and consistent under pressure. Pressure is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something important is happening. Deadlines, expectations, competition, and uncertainty are unavoidable parts of life. The difference between those who rise and those who crumble is not the absence of pressure, but the presence of mental training. When the mind is prepared, pressure sharpens performance instead of destroying it. Calmness under pressure is not natural, it is learned. An untrained mind reacts emotionally, allowing stress to dictate behavior. It panics, overthinks you, and rushes decisions. A trained mind pauses. It breathes. It observes the situation clearly before responding. This calm response prevents mistakes and allows better judgment. Staying calm does not mean ignoring problems. It means facing them without losing control. That emotional stability becomes a powerful advantage when others are overwhelmed. Focus is another product of mental training. Pressure often brings distractions, noise, and urgency. Without focus, the mind jumps from one problem to another, wasting energy and increasing stress. A trained mind knows how to block out distractions and concentrate on what truly matters. It prioritizes tasks, manages attention, and directs effort where it creates the most impact. This ability to focus under pressure leads to higher performance and better results. Consistency under pressure is what separates reliable individuals from inconsistent ones. Many people perform well when conditions are easy, but fall apart when challenges arise. A trained mind does not depend on comfort or favorable circumstances. It maintains standards regardless of the situation. Whether tired, stressed, or uncertain, a mentally trained person continues to show up and execute. This consistency builds trust, confidence, and long-term success. Pressure often exposes weaknesses in discipline. When things get hard, excuses become tempting. The untrained mind seeks relief, comfort, and escape. The trained mind stays committed. It understands that pressure is temporary, but quitting creates permanent regret. By staying disciplined in difficult moments, the trained mind strengthens itself further. Each challenge becomes a training session, not a breaking point. Another benefit of a trained mind under pressure is emotional control. Pressure triggers fear, doubt, and frustration. Without control, these emotions hijack decisions. A trained mind recognizes emotions without being ruled by them. It acknowledges fear without allowing it to stop progress. It feels stress without letting it destroy focus. This emotional intelligence allows steady performance even in high-stakes situations. Consistency under pressure also builds resilience. Every time a trained mind faces stress and remains steady, it reinforces confidence. The individual begins to trust their ability to handle challenges. This trust reduces future anxiety and improves performance. Over time, pressure loses its power to intimidate. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable, and what once caused panic becomes routine. Mental training does not happen by accident. It is built through daily discipline, intentional focus, and repeated exposure to difficulty. Simple habits such as controlled breathing, structured routines, focused work sessions, and emotional awareness gradually strengthen the mind. These practices prepare you for moments when pressure is unavoidable. When pressure arrives, you do not rise to the occasion, you fall back on your training. In a fast-paced and demanding world, pressure will continue to increase. Those with untrained minds will feel exhausted, anxious, and scattered. Those with trained minds will move with clarity, control, and confidence. They will remain calm when others panic, focused when others scatter, and consistent when others quit. In the end, pressure does not create character, it reveals it. A trained mind reveals strength, discipline, and resilience. It allows you to perform at your best when it matters most. That is why training your mind is not optional, it is essential. Because under pressure, the trained mind does not break, it leads. Mind training is built through daily discipline, not feelings. Feelings change constantly. One day you feel motivated, confident, and energized, and the next day you feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. If your growth depends on how you feel, Your progress will always be unstable. Discipline, however, is steady. It does not ask how you feel, it asks what must be done. This is why discipline, not emotion, is the true foundation of a strong and trained mind. Feelings are reactions, not strategies. They respond to circumstances, moods, and external events. Discipline is a decision. It is the ability to choose action even when emotions resist. A trained mind understands this difference clearly. It does not wait to feel ready, inspired, or confident. It acts first, knowing that clarity and confidence often follow action. When you rely on feelings, you surrender control. When you rely on discipline, you take ownership of your growth. Daily discipline trains the mind to stay consistent. Consistency is not created by intensity. It is created by routine. Small actions performed daily build mental strength far more effectively than occasional bursts of effort driven by motivation. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you reinforce trust in yourself. This self-trust becomes mental stability. Over time, discipline turns effort into habit, and habit turns effort into identity. A disciplined mind is not harsh or rigid, it is structured. Structure creates freedom. When your days have intention, your mind becomes calmer. You waste less energy deciding what to do, and more energy doing what matters. Discipline removes chaos from your thoughts and replaces it with clarity. This clarity allows you to focus, plan, and execute without being constantly pulled by distractions or emotional swings. Training the mind through discipline also strengthens emotional control. Emotions will always appear, but discipline teaches you not to obey them blindly. You learn to feel fear without retreating, to feel doubt without stopping, and to feel discomfort without quitting. This ability to act despite emotional resistance is what separates mentally strong individuals from those controlled by impulses. Discipline gives you power over your reactions. Another powerful aspect of daily discipline is resilience. Life will challenge you repeatedly. There will be failure, rejection, delay, and uncertainty. A disciplined mind does not collapse under these conditions. It adapts, it stays steady. It understands that progress is not always visible, but discipline is always valuable. By continuing to act consistently, even when results are slow, you build the endurance needed for long-term success. Discipline also sharpens focus. When you train your mind daily, you develop the ability to concentrate on what matters most. You stop chasing distractions and start prioritizing purpose. This focused effort compounds over time. While others are scattered and reactive, disciplined individuals move forward with intention and control. Their calm consistency gives them an advantage in every area of life. Daily discipline does not require extreme actions. It requires simple commitments honored consistently. Waking up on time, completing planned tasks, managing negative self-talk, and maintaining focus are all forms of mental training. These actions may seem small, but repeated daily, they reshape the mind. Over time, discipline becomes automatic and resistance fades. In the end, feelings are temporary, but discipline builds permanence. Motivation may come and go, but discipline remains. A trained mind is not the result of perfect emotions or constant inspiration. It is the result of choosing discipline every day, especially when feelings suggest otherwise. This is how true mental strength is built slowly, steadily, and intentionally. As this message comes to an end, one truth stands above all others. The future is not something you wait for, it is something you prepare for. Everything you have heard in this speech points to the same direction. Mental discipline, consistency, and intentional growth are the true foundations of success. Talent may open doors, motivation may start the journey, but only a trained and disciplined mind can sustain progress when pressure increases and comfort disappears. Who you become before 2026 will determine how you handle every opportunity, challenge, and responsibility that comes after it. A trained mind stays calm when others panic, focused when others get distracted, and consistent when others quit. It does not rely on feelings, excuses, or perfect conditions. It relies on daily discipline, self-control, and clarity of purpose. These qualities are not built in dramatic moments, but in quiet, repeated choices made every single day. You do not need to change everything at once. You need to change something consistently. Small disciplines practiced daily will reshape your mindset, your identity, and eventually your life. Every day you delay is a day you hand over your future to chance. Every day you act is a step toward control. The habits you build now will either protect you or limit you later. Do not wait for the calendar to change to give yourself permission to grow. Start training your mind now. Strengthen your focus. Build emotional control. Choose discipline over comfort. Because when 2026 arrives, it will not ask whether you were ready. It will simply reveal who you became. The future belongs to the prepared. Train your mind today so tomorrow you lead with confidence, not regret.